If this isn't a sign for me to get a new mic for my camera, I don't know. This is completely different audio voiceover of this video, obviously, as you can tell, because my hand movements aren't matching with my audio. But welcome to a new video. I'm here to show you this traveling book that I've worked on for about a year now, when I went to Mexico in the summer of last year. And great segue, Karen. This is also a promotion, a little marketing, social marketing tool for me to promote my second art book that is coming out. Well, I mean, pre-orders are open now until I don't know, maybe July. So if you want to get my second art book, this is literally just that, but you get to keep it physically and look at it and see it in the flesh, but not really, because it's not the original, because it's just copies of it. I've worked on this book like hardcore for about 5 months, and I am excited to show you guys what we got in store. So let's get fucking started. First off, sketchbook I used was the Strathmore softcover watercolor paper because it holds up gouache very well, and also this sketchbook is entirely of gouache paintings because I love gouache. I am a whore for gouache. I will always be there for gouache, and the gouache that I used, if you're asking, is either Winsor Newton or Holbein, which are both pretty expensive, but god, they are so great in quality. So first off, as I open this book, it's literally just notes of me talking about it's literally just a note of like how many paintings I had left. I was just like making a tally mark because I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I've been working on this for so long. I never set a deadline for this book, so that's why it took so long to make. I was planning to finish it before the end of 2022. It did not work, but I also had moved and my brain was like, I don't want to work. So, and the first page is literally of just me and my cousin chilling, because we always slay. But shout out to Fernanda because she guided me towards my entire trip. Next few pages are going to be food. So the first one is taco de canasta, which is literally the greatest fucking thing I've ever had in Mexico. Like, I swear to god, I don't even know, like I got it in the street of Mexico City, but this shit was so bussin'. It was so bussin'. It had like chorizo in it. It was greasy, but it was so fucking good. Oh my god, when I go back to Mexico, I'm gonna eat that shit up again. Second thing was panucho. It literally, I think it was like chicken or pork. I think it might have been pork, and then there was onions on it, and it was on a tostada, but it was so fucking good. It was different from a regular schmegular tostada, right? And then the third thing is flan. Y'all know what flan is. That thing, concha, literally candy bread. Well, that's what my mom said it when I was younger, but it's just like sweet bread. Honestly, it has like sugar on top. That's what the white stuff is, and it's good with atole or milk or hot chocolate. And the third thing is literally my drug. It is horchata. Next page, we have sopes, but they were like tiny appetizer sopes. I think there's like 3 different types of it. One of them may have had egg, and I couldn't have it at the time because I was allergic to eggs. Well, I thought I was allergic, but I'm not allergic anymore. But yeah, they were pretty good. And the next thing was huaraches, which is literally just like handmade tortilla thingy, and then you put the lettuce and the I don't know. This slacked off, to be honest, but I really liked how it was a purple tortilla or blue tortilla. Anyways, next is literally one of my favorite breakfast foods. Oh my god, it's literally just bread with beans and then cheese on top, and then you toast it, and then that's it. Preferably you should use mozzarella cheese. Anything else, it might taste a little weird in my opinion, but you can literally just make this at home, to be honest. The next thing is gordita de chales, which is literally just like, again, handmade tortilla, and then there's like meat inside. I think it might have been pork or beef inside, and then they put sour cream and cheese, and it's so fucking good, bro. This shit is so buzzing. The amount of weight I gained when I went to this trip, it was fucking wild. Anyways, next thing is coconut, literally just coconut water. Also, I hate coconut, so I don't know why I thought like maybe I like coconut water. I did not like coconut water, but I saw this guy like cut up the coconut, and it was fucking cool. It was like in a little cart right outside of like the Frida Kahlo museum, which is literally just her house. Next thing is literally what is it called? Shit, pancita, which is literally just like stomach, cow stomach soup, and it's so fucking good. It's like a little spicy, but not really. And yeah, the last thing on this page was, I actually don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, I think it was enchiladas postinas, potosinas. This shit is buzzing. I think there was like beef of some sort. Or no, that was beans and then tortillas and enchiladas. I don't really know how to explain what enchiladas is. It's just good, and you should try it if you ever have the chance to go to Mexico or literally any Mexican restaurant. But I prefer going to Mexico over a Mexican restaurant, because once you go to the actual country of the food you eat, it's not the same. I went back to New York. Anything I ate never equated to the food that I ate in Mexico. So it's very unfortunate, but I will live on. And now that is we're done with the food. Next is literally just people and places that I painted. The first thing literally was just some mariachi band on a boat when I went to I forgot what it's called, I'm not gonna pronounce it, so I'm just gonna put it on the video. But that canal, that long ass canal, and it has like the island, there's like a bunch of little islands that you can like ride to. I think it was like a 4-hour ride to go to the island of the dolls. It wasn't that spooky. The one that we went to wasn't the original one, which made me upset because I was like, damn, I really wanted to get haunted. I thought it was cute because there was mariachis that are also like in the canal, so that you pay them so they could play music for you, for all the tourists. I was a tourist. And then there was people also making food on like separate boats, and then they'd be like, oh, you want this? Oh, bet. Oh my god, it was so good. I want to go back. But that 4-hour ride, I don't know how I felt about that. That was really long, and I did not have service because I was in a different country. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? I can't even read. I didn't even bring a book. Yeah, next thing, I literally was in the car with my family, and I just saw street performers, and this guy was balancing shit on his fucking face. I was like, what the fuck? So I wanted to capture that. It was cool. That's all I have to say about this painting. I just literally took pictures of whatever I thought was cool or aesthetic. Also, the architecture in there was fucking immaculate. Next thing was this guy. There's like a bunch of them in Mexico City. It's literally just a guy cranking up a music box, and there's like monkey on top of it. Not an actual monkey, obviously, but yeah, you tip him, and that's it. Sometimes they'll let you crank up the music box itself. I did it. I'm gonna show you a picture. Maybe not. Depends on how much I want to commit to editing this video. And yeah, the next painting is literally just like a street vendor. He was like selling like snacks and shit. Usually you put like spicy stuff on fruit, or like these like certain types of chips. I forgot what they're called, but they're like circular and orange, if you know what exactly they're called, because I asked my mom and dad, and they were like, oh, they're just called what are the fuck pork rinds in Spanish. But I was like, but that's not pork rinds, and they were like, yeah, I don't know, it's weird. I'm like, okay. So I don't really know what they're called, but you put like the salsa, like I don't know, Valentino or something, and then like the powder. I don't know. I personally, I'm not a big fan of it, except for the little chippy chips that I was talking about. But on fruit, I'd rather it just be sweet. I'm not big of a sweet and spicy person, but I really liked how I did this. Like the fucking bag, the plastic bag that I did, I tried way too hard on that shit. Like way too hard. I just find it funny that I'm like talking, but my hands aren't matching with what I'm talking about. So it's like, it's not matching. But here we are. Next, literally just saw a mariachi at a restaurant that I went to, and I was like, oh, let me like sneak a picture of this guy. And then I painted him because his drip was nice. I talked to him for a second. Granted, I don't talk a lot of Spanish, but we did it anyways. Second thing is literally just a mom and her daughter who was like selling well, I don't know if maybe the daughter got like some salesman like Riz. I don't know. I didn't really talk to them, but I thought it was a cute like moment to capture. Is an area that I went to in Valle de Bravo, and that was one of the 3 places that I visited in Mexico, and it was, oh my god, so beautiful. It was in the outskirts of Mexico City, and then there's this one area, I think it was like by the lake, and you look up and you just see a bunch of like houses. like building up upon each other, and it was so beautiful. I was like, I need to capture this in a painting because this is immaculate. And yeah, that's all I'll say. The other two paintings is also in Valle de Bravo, around the same area. I just like took pictures of random things and I was like, this is pretty. And also I just really like that yellow house, so I had to fucking paint it because I love yellow. It was very beautiful. There's a lot of fucking trees and it was wowie. This is literally just a guy on a cart. That's it. Yeah, he was like selling either he was selling stuff or like delivering stuff. Sometimes they just got people like yelling like, oh, selling blah 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 blah, but in Spanish. There's one that I heard like in the morning, every morning. I was like, who the fuck is screaming this early in the morning? Next thing is, this was the Palacio Postal, which is literally just a very 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 fancy postal office in Mexico City. The interior architecture, like, what the fuck, it was so beautiful for literally just mailing shit. I'm like, USPS, UPS, where the fuck you at? Like, do better. But yeah, I just wanted to capture it. Also, I'm like really bad at perspective, but I feel like doing this, forcing myself and just challenging myself to do this was a very fun experience for me. Would I want to do it again? No, but I probably will because I gotta grow as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah. Also, I just really liked the first painting because I liked how the blue purple under the stairs kind of contrasted well with the yellow of the rest of the painting, because, you know, color theory. Crazy how that works. But yeah, I was talking about the reflection and how fucking sick it was because I know how to do reflections on the floor. I think that's like my favorite thing to paint, to be honest. This was when I went to some botanical garden in Mexico. I forgot what it was called, but if you want to know exactly what it was called, buy my book and I have it written down on there. Teehee haha. But this was by, I think, Cuernavaca, which is the third place I visited in Mexico. And I don't know, I just really enjoy botanical gardens, despite the fact that I'm allergic to like pollen and stuff. But here we are. Yeah, I just really liked how I painted these. I didn't want to like go big with all like I did with the other paintings, so I did them more in like a thumbnail scale. I think it was like 4x5 for each painting, maybe even less, like 2x3 maybe. But I did like a pink underwash before I like started painting it, and I feel like that added like made the green pop out more, which is exactly what I wanted in the painting. And yeah, if you want your pieces to look more cohesive, just do an underwash. So I don't know how it works, it just works, so do it, please. I promise you won't fail. This may have also been in Cuernavaca, but it could have also been in Mexico City. I'm not too entirely sure. Oh, sorry, I had to burp. I really enjoyed looking. I enjoy just painting random streets, so I took pictures of random streets and I was like, maybe I could paint this later, and that's literally what I did. Except for the first one, that was literally just I saw people in a bus and it was like very overcrowded to the point where people were just like hanging outside of the bus, and I'm like, this is not safe. Why are you doing this? Like, god damn. Not even like New Yorkers would do that, but you know, Mexicans pop off, you know, when you gotta go, you gotta go. You just want to go home after work. I feel you, my brother. So I wanted to paint that. And yeah, the two on the right were literally just me. It was just random streets. That's what it was. And I thought it was cool. I don't know. That's all I got. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Next is literally, I don't remember what the building was called, to be honest. I was literally just taking a picture because of how crowded it was. But yeah. And I think that's where like the president's office is. I could be entirely wrong. Either that or my mom was like fucking lying to me, or maybe it was my aunt who said that. To be honest, I can't recall who told me that information, but someone did. But like I said, I just really liked how the crowded like look was in the streets. Like there were so many cars like really right by each other, and I'm like, bro, someone's gonna get in an accident. How the fuck are y'all too close to each other? And another thing that I will say about these two spreads, I believe when I was talking in the original audio, I was saying like how I started off these paintings using black and white, which if you don't know, that makes the colors like hue less saturated. So I used a lot of black to make the colors darker, and as I did that more and more, it did not look cute compared, like if we're comparing the left and the right painting was entirely like I used black and white instead of just using color theory and whatever the fuck. And then I think I was starting that off with the left side, but then when I got to the building, I think that's when I was like, let me stop using black. So I stopped using black, and I became a little bit more vibrant, I will say. And yeah, if you want to make the color darker, literally just mix like a dark blue or the complementary color and just work your way with that. Please don't fucking use black like I did. I feel like this I'm not gonna talk shit about my own work, but your painting will be more vibrant if you don't use black. I feel like white is inevitable, but limit your white, I guess. Yeah, that's all I will say. This painting, I don't even know why I'm showing it, but I guess because it's a sketchbook tour, I might as well show the whole fucking book. I didn't finish it, and this is not included in the book because I didn't finish it and I just didn't like it. But I feel like if I worked on it more, maybe I would have had added it, but at the same time, it was literally just a bus, and I was like, there's not much importance to this except for the fact that it's just a red and yellow bus, and I just really liked the color of it. So yeah, but as the more I was working on it, the more I was like, this isn't much. But I will say that the floor that I did was kind of fucking awesome. Like I think that took me like an hour just to paint because I just really like the texture I was making with the floor. But yeah, the next page, the left page I did not add. The left page I did not add to the book, because first of all I couldn't find the top left painting reference photo, so I was like, fuck this. But then the more I looked at it, I'm like, it was the same with the previous spread where it was like there's not much being shown other than the left bottom run. That was like really cool, but the other ones were just literal foliage and close-ups of photos. So I was like, sometimes you just gotta weed out the all right ones. The right one, I literally went to a restaurant. I literally went to a restaurant, and then I went to go to the bathroom, and then when I was like walking out, I saw this like outdoor area, and it was so fucking beautiful, like the flags and everything. I just really liked the color, so I painted it, and I'm astonished that it turned out so well, because I'm not great at painting like a lot of colors. I can't understand color theory to its entirety, so I always just wing every painting that I do, and I'm very glad how it turned out, especially with the flags, like goddamn. And yeah, the next painting, two paintings actually, were from the Basilica in Mexico City, which I believe has the original painting of Guadalupe. And yeah, I thought this building like architecture was pretty fucking cool, mainly because it's unfortunate because it's like very beautiful architecture, but it was leaning because of, I don't know, maybe earthquakes and stuff in Mexico, so they had to rebuild it, which is what that like blue turquoise building is right next to it. Yeah, it was a very, very beautiful architecture outside and inside. When you walked into the tilted building though, you can like definitely like feel it tilt. Not, well, you don't feel it tilting, but you can obviously tell that it was not straight. Very cool though. Highly recommend going here, even if you're not religious. I'm not religious, but here we are. These two paintings unfortunately did not make it to the book. But the first one was literally just like a gift not a gift shop, but they sold like what is it? Not accessories, like decor like Mexican decor. It's like just random like Mexican things. It was very cute. They had like skulls like hanging all around in like a cute way, not like a spooky. Ooh, well, I guess it is spooky because it is skulls, even in the end, skeletons. But I don't know. The more I approached this, the more I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it looking good in the end, so I just stopped. And I know I'm always saying like, oh no, you guys should always finish your work even if it's looking bad. I just wasn't feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I was doing like 50 plus paintings and I was like, I'm just gonna work on the other ones, and that's what I did. Will I ever go back to it? Probably not, because I peeled off the paint. Oh no, I didn't peel off the tape. Did I say paint? Anyways, the second page is literally just me on a bus, and I took a picture because it was very nice lighting. But then again, I thought like, oh, this isn't really showing a lot. It's literally just showing a bus. So color was bomb as fuck though. Very unfortunate. I spent like 6-7 plus hours on it, but you know, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. You take some L's, but you keep on moving forward, is what I should say in my love life. This page is literally just a bunch of random buildings in Mexico City. Again, I painted it. I took a picture of it, mostly because it was, again, a yellow building, because I love the color yellow. But I just really like colorful buildings, to be honest. When I was in Mexico City, there was a lot of colorful buildings. Or when I went to Mexico, there was like a lot of colorful buildings in certain areas, at least. And I just really like colorful things. Like in New York, not a lot of colorful things. Very small, minuscule, colorful things. So when I find like a cafe or some shit around here and it's colorful, like pink, like a vibrant color, I'll be like, I'm going in there. Even if the coffee sucks, I'm still going in there. Next thing is when I went to Techican, and literally just the pyramids in Mexico. I think there's like multiple areas of pyramids, but this is the one that was by Mexico City, question mark. And it was so beautiful. Unfortunately, it did rain when I went there. Like, it poured, but you know, we still moved on. We vibed. It's whatever. It is what it is. And yeah, I really liked how it turned out though. I think this is when I was starting to like comprehend, like, just use shapes. Don't start with details, Karen, in painting. Like, sometimes I remember it, sometimes I don't, and it fucking sucks, but it is what it is. And yeah, I also painted the like little artifacts that were on the pyramid, like these little guys. I think it was one snake and then the other one. Any legit Mexicans, please tell me, because I did not do my research when I was painting this, which is very unfortunate. I actually do hate history, but here we are. Again, the pyramid, but in a different angle. Full spread. Crazy. This page, obviously, I did not finish. I hope you don't think that it looks finished, because it's not finished. Because I didn't want to continue it, because you know why? Because I used black throughout the entirety of this painting and it looked dull as fuck. And I was like, why does it look dull as fuck? And then later on, a couple paintings later, I'm like, oh, right. Black makes colors dull. So will I ever continue it? No. Very unfortunate, because I like this street. This was in Cuernavaca as well. Oh, this page. Oh, this was also in Cuernavaca. I really loved how this turned out. I particularly had fun doing this because of the foliage shot, like shadows. I just love doing shadows for whatever fucking reason. Once I figure out like how to color it, I will go ham with the shadows and the floor. Like, I just love like texture, building up texture with gouache painting. But yeah, this was so unfortunate. When I was ripping off the tape, this shit like ripped off, but I like ripped it off in a way that it wouldn't like damage, like pull off the whole paper. So I saved it, but it's still like a bit damaged. But this is literally just to Mexico City again. That's my cousin. Shout out Fernanda again. And I just really liked how the light inside of the building kind of illuminated with the dark area. And the next painting was literally just Bella Arte, I believe. It's like a huge ass museum in Mexico City, literally in the central of it, I believe. And I just really loved it. It was very beautiful. I went to a cafe like right across from it, and it was like on the tippy top, so it was a beautiful like view of it. Obviously this picture is not on that rooftop, but on the ground. But regardless, it was like the architecture for this building was stunning. And yeah, again, I really liked how I did the street, because it was raining that day, so that's probably why it was so reflective when I was painting this. But yeah, I love it. Last painting is I think it's some metropolitan cathedral. I don't know. It's just a cathedral in Mexico. That's literally it. I believe this was right before they had their like LGBT pride parade over there. So that's why there was like lights, that pink light on like the right side of the painting, because they were doing that and they were like prepping for it, or like prepping but also practicing, doing rehearsals for it. But I just really liked how it turned out. I really liked the different lightings that were being shown throughout the when I was in that area. And yeah, also I loved how I did the streets. Again, reflection, love it, love to see it. And that is literally the end of the painting. This is literally me and my cousin's dog Lucas, who actually bit me on the first day of the trip. And he did leave a scar on my hand, but it's okay because it looks cool. I've had compliments from it and I'm like, oh, okay. But by the end of the trip we became besties, so that's all that matters. And yeah, that was the entirety of the book. I spent roughly 5 or maybe 5 months painting this whole sketchbook. And then I also wanted to show you guys my little art journal. It's gonna be a quick sketchbook tour. It's not as elaborate as the other one. If you want to read it or like get like full information on it, well, I don't put in a lot of information. It's just literally a day-by-day journal of when I was in Mexico. Purchase my book, haha, hee hee haha. Literally, it's just a quick rundown. Like, this was the first day I drew BTS, because why not? Literally me. Second day or first day also, just drawing people throughout the street. Very beautiful. My window view when I went to the orchestra. Another view that looks familiar. I don't know if you noticed that. Another view. Literally me again, because I just went shopping that day. Pyramid. Other stuff. Literally, I just drew a sketching pen. If you don't know me by now, I really love sketching in pens. So I wanted to do just that for this little art journal or sketch journal area part. But yeah, I talked about like certain things that I had on my mind on that day that I went to wherever or did that day. Yeah, again, if you would like to further support me for both of these sketchbooks, I did work hard on it, and I really enjoyed my time doing it. And I also want to encourage people to go to Mexico. Like, Mexico is a fucking beautiful place, but depending on like where you go, don't be weird about it though, you know. Be touristy, but not too touristy. I don't know how to explain it, but don't bother the people, please. They don't want to be bothered. Just help them make money. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, those are both the books, and these will both be included in my second art book, which is called Summer in Mexico, the traveling journal of me, Karen Pedals. And that's that. You can order it today, in theory. And yeah, thank you for watching this video to its entirety, and I will see you guys in the next one. And I love y'all. And if you want to see for content, there's not a lot, but you can follow me on Instagram. Sometimes I post on Twitter, and I do have a Patreon if you want to further support me, but there's not a lot of content, like I said. It's just full-length videos of my YouTube videos or TikTok videos on there. But yeah, I love y'all, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.